What's up, everybody? Arrg the Pirate here, and today we're gonna play a little Nuwa in the mid lane. And oh man, guys, I seriously, I've played 8 games with Nuwa, and every single one of them has had a DC before the 5-minute mark. She's cursed. She's cursed for me. This one, we actually end up having 3 DCs, but they're much later in the game, so I figured this one would be a good one to show off. Now, let's get into the build. Let's go over the kit, all that good stuff. Now, for my first 1500 gold, I'm going to pick up Book of Souls, which is rank 2 of Soul Reaver, and then 1 health potion, 2 mana potions, and Aegis. And then I'm going to build for my first item, Soul Reaver. Follow that up by Shoes of Focus, Chronos Pendant, Obsidian Shard, Soul Gem, as well as Ethereal Staff, and then beads for my last relic. Now, before we get into her kit, we're about to make a play. Now, Nizal rotates over, and you know, hey, let's just dip out of that. And again, we have started out a very greedy start, so we're cranking out some damage. And if you see here, we're going to be able to shut down Hebo. Just look at that stun damage. Oh man, he's gone. We get our first kill just a little over a minute into the game. Awesome play. But again, starting out with Soul Reaver is a pretty pricey and greedy build, so you have to play fairly safe. And if you see here, I'm out of health, out of mana. We've got some pots going, but we have to be careful. Alright, let's get into this kit, and first up we have her passive, Strength of Wood. After 5 successful basic attack, Nuwa's next basic attack will root her enemy. What? Awesome, you kind of have a built-in root. Awesome ability. Next up, we have her 1 Mysterious Fog. Nuwa condenses moisture into fog at her location, which then rolls forward away from her. She and her allies are stealth while inside the fog and have increased movement speed. Attacking breaks the stealth for 1 second, and enemies that run into the fog take damage every second while they're in the fog. Now, this ability is not really a damage ability. It does do a little bit of damage, and you can use it to clear a wave out, but what it really does best is conceal your clay soldiers, which, speaking of clay soldiers, that's her too. Nuwa conjures up clay soldiers from the earth. If she marks a target while summoning them, they will pursue that target until it dies. If she summons them with no target, they will attack enemy gods who damage Nuwa or the closest enemy. Soldiers live for 10 seconds. First, they will dash at the enemy within 45 units, apply a stack of protection reduction that stacks up to 3 times, and it lasts for 2 seconds, and then they will basic attack after that. Now, another ability that works very well with her too is Shining Metal. Nuwa launches a massive Shining Metal, damaging all enemies it hits. If it hits one of her clay soldiers, it explodes, dealing damage and stunning enemies. Now guys, you can use this to hit 1 clay soldier or all 3 and do tons and tons of damage, as well as get that stun. Awesome. She has such a good kit that works so well together. We haven't even talked about her ultimate yet, which is Fire Shards. Nuwa flies into the clouds, gaining visibility on all enemy gods, which also reveals them, and summons fire shards from the sky to damage each of them. As she lifts off the ground, she can pass through player-made deployables like a Ymir Wall or an Odin Cage. Nuwa's ultimate is the reason we want to get Soul Reaver online as quickly as possible. Now, this is a very greedy build, and you have to play very safe at the beginning, but Nuwa is a later game god, so her early game is going to kind of suffer regardless. So, if you want to go this build, put it on and just play very safe. Alright, let's get into the gameplay. So, of course, I'm being ganked. Nizal shows up, and Hebo's here, that ton of damage. I was very healthy, but again, I don't have movement speed. We're able to Aegis that, and then check this out, guys. We get those clay soldiers out, and we're actually gonna be able to take out Nizal, and we almost ult away from Hebo. Oh, that would have been sweet to get away with that, but we ended up going down. We did take Nizal with us, which is perfectly okay. We're gonna come back stronger. It's not that big of a deal. As long as we're trading, we're doing all right. Once I spawn back in, I'm actually gonna just head back down to mid lane. Pele's actually able to take out Hebo, which is awesome. And guys, check this out. We're gonna clean this wave up, use that fog, use that Shining Metal, get this side camp, and then head back to lane. You see, it's back. It's ready to be cleaned out again, and we're gonna do the same thing. Throw that fog out, throw that Shining Metal, get that lane pushing into the tower, and then go check on this other side camp. And then I see, it's definitely gone. Nizal was actually just there. And okay, let's go ahead and turtle shell into our tower. Red's gone. I could make a rotation right now, but you know, there's really no point because you can see everything's taken. Let's go ahead and wait for this lane, and we're actually able to get a little poke on Hebo right there, and we're getting ganked again. Let's go ahead and ult up, you know, a good gank by them, and, you know, it is what it is. They take me out. I should probably get some wards. Now, once I spawn back in, we're going to head down mid lane again. You know, without having boots on, guys, you know, making rotations and things like that can be kind of tricky because, you know, if you don't have vision and you get caught out in your jungle, you'll never get to the safety of a tower by the time, you know, you go down. So just be careful. And if you see here, Niza shows up, we're going to go ahead and stun him. Let's just get that stun off, and we're able to break away from that situation. You know, awesome. That's exactly what we want to do. We'll just play safe, and let's just continue our farm. Now, if you see here, Pele's actually heading over towards that Niza, and I'm going to go ahead and get this lane pushing here, and then I'm going to head over and help out Pele. We're going to go ahead and just shoot him with an ult. Let's make sure that he doesn't take out Pele, and then Hebo shows up, and if you see how much damage was done with that shining metal, oh man, that's gonna allow us to pick up a free tower here in mid. Awesome, awesome, you know, great double kill, getting a mid lane tower. Great, we're starting off to a great start. Now, we immediately turn around and make a terrible, terrible play, and if you see here, Zhongkui, he's kind of hanging out by himself. You know, he just healed up, and let's go ahead and hit him with some. I thought I marked him, and then I thought he went into the range of my stun. Nemesis shows up, and you know this was just a terrible play on my part, and we're actually going to end up going down here. You know, is what it is. That was just a very, very bad rotation, especially since my team peeled off of that. You know, I don't know what I was thinking, but it is what it is. Now from here, I'm going to head down mid lane. Let's clean up this lane, and then pick up red, and then clean up the next wave. You know, that pretty standard stuff, guys. You know, just continue that farm. We really want to get online as quickly as possible, and my team ends up getting collapsed pretty hard in the duo lane, and our ADC and support, they both end up going down. I'm going to rotate around to the backside of the tower. I'm not exactly sure why Pele went in the way she did, but we ended up giving them a triple kill, which feels bad, man, but it's time to play safe. We're playing on the defense. We're not trying to push anything here. We just want to keep them from taking towers. There's a huge team effort on this side, you know, and Hades shows up. We're going to be able to get a stun off onto that Niza, and I'm going to hit him with this ult. It's not going to be enough to take him out, but you can see that we can get that poke, and if anybody can head over there and actually take him out, that would be great. And with a Churnbog on our team, he ends up ulting over to him and eventually takes him out. I'm going to go ahead and back off of that. Once my team spawns back in, let's just go ahead and back off. You know, there's no reason to continue to pursue that. Unfortunately, Churnbog actually ends up going down, as well as our Hades there. So we got to play safe. Hebo is over here dealing with Sylvanas. Let's go ahead and take him out. We went ahead and actually summoned in those minions. And guys, you can see, since we didn't get that target on, they walk very, very slow. If you actually get them with that target circle that's just ahead of the little cone, if you get them in that target, the minions just instantly rush to them. And you can follow that up with your Shining Metal to either get that stun or the damage or whatever. Now, I was thinking about backing. I thought I had enough gold to get Chronos Pendant, but I don't. So, you know, okay, stay in lane, keep farming, and we actually get ganked here. Now, with our Sylvanas right beside us, this should be an easy kill, and we're going to get those clay soldiers out. They get a couple of stacks of that defense reduction. Oh, man, look at the damage on that. Nua's kit is awesome, guys. It's just got such great synchronization. You know, you can do so much with her kit, and it's absolutely awesome. We're going to go ahead and just continue to push this lane, and I'm actually going to leave that lane, but Sylvanas stays in. So, okay, we need to go help out. You know, and then Hebo actually ults right there, so that's an easy kill. Put him right into those minions, right into that Shining Metal. Oh, man. Look, and again, guys, look at the damage. But it does take her a little bit to get online. You know, she definitely needs those levels to get 3 of those minions out, to get that high damage on her ultimate as well as that Shining Metal, you know, just like any mage. After that, we're going to go ahead and back off. Pick up Chronos Pendant, start building into the Obsidian Shard, pick up beads, health, you know, all that good stuff. And then we're going to get back to lane. You know, we want to continue our farm. We've got a pretty big presence in the enemy jungle right now. You can see my entire team's almost over there. So let's go ahead and help out. We're going to go ahead and use this ult right here. And we actually get a kill onto Nemesis right there. Awesome. Look at the damage from Clay Soldiers. Instantly delete Hebo. That's 2 of them down. You know, but we're kind of trading. We've got 2 of them. They got 2 of us. We just want to play safe. Let's go ahead and just, you know, be careful. You know, we've already used our ultimate, so that's kind of an escape in a way. So we don't have that. And let's just be careful. I'm going to go ahead and peel off of that. We pick up this side minion camp. You know, then Nizar shows up, and oh man, and this is what we wanted to be careful of. We actually end up avoiding his ultimate, and then I guess he just runs away after that, which is a pretty good call in my opinion. But okay, I'm gonna stick with my team. I know Nizar is behind me. Let's go ahead and stick with our Hades and our Sylvanas instead of actually going back to base or anything like that, because we know where Nizar was. We get that stun off, guys. You see that damage. We're gonna try our best to avoid all this, and we're juking as much as we can. But it's with my team leaving me. You know, we're eventually gonna go down here. We juked them for like 3 minutes though, so. That is unfortunate that we went down, but it's really not that big of a deal. You know, we really shouldn't have been that aggressive, especially being at that disadvantage because, you know, they were spawning in and heading to their jungle, and we're on their side of the jungle. But is what it is. We end up absolutely deleting Hebo again. You know, awesome play. And then we're going to head over to the jungle because our Pele is actually in trouble here. She ends up actually going down, but with our Hades, you know, using his ult right there, and we should be able to make something happen. We're going to go ahead and throw this ult out, and again, that gives us a little bit of vision onto those enemies, but it's not quite enough to finish people off. And again, guys, her ultimate it's not necessarily a finisher unless someone is very, very low, and you know, you're fully built with your pin and everything like that. You can see it just doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but is what it is. My team is actually able to wrap up that Scotty kill, and you see we are going on these massive invasions, and you know, awesome. I'm gonna leave that red buff. You know, I've already got a red buff, guys. I don't need to take another one. Always, if you've got a buff and there's another damage dealer next to you, let them take it, because you know that's 2 damage dealers getting that buff. That's always a better choice. We're now gonna actually rotate over to the Gold Fury and end up taking it out. Now, once we snag this Gold Fury, we're actually going to head over to mid lane. And guys, look at this team collapse. My entire team is here. Oh man, Hebo doesn't stand a chance. You know, awesome. And then Scotty's here. You know, she's gonna do her best, but she used her escape. You know, Scotty, her escape is really with that, you know, that little frost circle, because we run slower, she runs faster on it. She used that's a death sentence, and that's going to allow us to push into this mid tower and actually take it out. Once we take out that tower, you know, instantly leave. I end up picking up the yellow, and you know, hey, we're just going back to our solo lane. Hades is there. Okay, great. Let's get back to lane. You know, let's go back to base, finish up our pin, all that good stuff. And guys, check this out. Sylvanas is here. He's in trouble. He gets that knock up. We get our stun. Look at that damage. Oh, man, y'all need to play Nua. She's so good. But after that double kill, guys, it's Fire Giant time, right? Like it's definitely Fire Giant time right now. And so we're going to actually head over there. Unfortunately, my team doesn't really collapse, and I was kind of worried about Pele not being able to tank that, even though she does have good lifesteal and everything like that. You know, we are pretty high in level, both of us, but you know, hey, let's just go ahead and pick up Pyromancer until we can actually get some team collapse. And lucky for us, Hades shows up. You know, with us 3 here, we should be able to take it out. I'm gonna go ahead and tank it though, because you know, I do have my minions and everything like that, and I'm gonna try to stay engaged on this. You know, let's just keep poking it from afar. You know, kind of just remain careful with it and try to secure this Fire Giant, you know. And again, this is exactly why I didn't really want to engage on it without our tank there or anything like that, because, you know, we're all squishy gods and we'd go down very easy. But fortunate for us, we're able to take that out. Unfortunately, the enemy team starts DCing right here, and they actually get 3 DCs. You know, that is unfortunate, but again, guys, this was the best game that I could actually show of New Wall. Every other game, you know, ended at like 10-15 minutes, and they all had DCs in them right off the bat or just a few minutes into the game. So really, you know, showing off that early stage of the game, I really hope that helped out. If you want, I'll go ahead and leave this running so we can kind of see it. But again, there's really no contest at this point. You know, my entire team's still up, and we're all higher than their team. You know, with their Zonkui being at 19 and their Scotty being at 14, you see, we're just gonna absolutely demolish them. And I fully support surrendering these type of games. You know, you know, honestly, rage quitting. You know, everybody looks at that bad. Guys, if you're really negatively influenced by a game, you know, if it's really upsetting you and things like that, I don't necessarily have a problem with a DC. You know, if you're going to, you know, just be mad the rest of the day because, you know, you played a game poorly or, you know, your team wasn't working well together or whatever, that's fine. You know, I would rather you know, be happy the rest of the day than be upset because, you know, of teamwork or things like that. But is what it is, guys. You know, and again, like I said, there's really no competition here. You know, you can see we were sitting in that tower, just tanking that tower forever because we're trying to wrap the game up. My team, my Pele, is actually going in on them, and this Scotty's here, and guys, look at the damage we're going to be able to get off. I'm going to go ahead and just ult right here. You know, maybe get some damage on Zonkui, but you see, he's healing right back up. He's at his tower. You know, there's not a whole lot we're going to be able to do, but again, you know, this is throwaway at this point. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up because it wraps up here in a second, but I really hope y'all enjoyed, and guys, definitely try out New Wall. She's an absolute blast to play, but again, remember, with this build, it is a slower start. You're not going to just be able to go in there and instantly erase somebody, especially with her ultimate. So take a little bit of time and just play it safe with New Wall, and guys, she's great. But I hope y'all enjoyed, and if you did, show me some love, leave me a comment, think about subscribing, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.